Hello everybody, welcome back to another video with Kat about Rey Shadow Legends. Today, ladies and gentlemen, we are probably doing one of the dumbest videos I've ever done. You guys know that when you come to my channel, you're not always gonna get good informative material. Sometimes I'm just gonna be goofing around and having fun, but isn't that the point of life, is to have fun? Today we're doing a video about champions and their lookalikes, whether they're real life people or characters from other movies or TV shows or video games, whatever else. This was inspired by a Reddit post and I thought it was hilarious. And I was like, oh, look at all these real life people. And then I went, oh yeah, I could do this. I think this could be really fun. Before we get into all of that, click the link in the description and scan the QR code. You can get Rector Drath and Yugo, two of the best epics in the game. Yugo you get at level 15. Comment below who you think Yugo and Rector Drath look like. I might be mentioning who I think Rector Drath looks like. I'm just reminding you guys that if you haven't played Rey Shadow Legends, right now is a great time to start. In the first 24 hours, you can use the promo code Monkey King, get Sung Wukong. You can also get Alice the Wanderer in the first 7 days of logging in. Right now you can get 4 free champions and they're all fantastic. So we're going to talk about that a little bit later, but for right now, let's go into some of the champions. So we're going to start in Bannerlords. We're kind of going to go in order based on the factions. I want you guys to, you're going to have to comment below, tell me, do you agree? Do you disagree? I think when I did a live stream while I talked about this, there was some debate. So I want to see what you guys think. First up is Adolin. Chronicler Adolin, I think looks exactly like Idina Menzel, who was the original Elphaba and Wicked. I thought she looked just like her. The facial structure looked the same. She has the same nose, same jawline, all of that kind of stuff. This is a really dumb video. Next we have Aislinn, I think, and if I say any of these names wrong, don't tell me. Let me be wrong. So Aislinn here reminded me of Travis Kelce, especially because he looks so mad. Sorry, Travis. I know you were wanting to propose to Taylor Swift, but too bad. You lost. This next guy, we had some debate in my chat on who he looked like. I thought he looked like Master Roshi from Dragon Ball Z, but the more we talked about it and the more I compared photos, we did end up on saying he looks like Sam Elliott. Mostly because he also has hair, and we know Master Roshi has no hair, but it's the mustache. All right, now we're gonna we got a champion in High Elves. And I'm not going through all of the champions. I think that would take forever, but I just picked out some favorites that when I looked through and I looked at them, I was like, oh, yeah, you really look like so-and-so. And in this case, Avenger, I thought looked like Anya Taylor-Joy, who's been in a lot of great movies. She's a fantastic actress. She's phenomenal. I loved her in Furiosa. I loved her in Dune. If they're doing a Rey Shadow Legends movie, Anya Taylor-Joy could be Avenger, no problem. Now we're going to Sacred Order. So there are a lot of champions, I think, in the first 3 factions that really look like people in real life. I didn't want to just stick with those constantly. I wanted to kind of mix it up. But this guy, I looked at him immediately and thought, Karl Urban. Just spitting image. The brows, the nose, the kind of angry goatee that he has going on absolutely struck me as Karl Urban. So next character, Vitreous here. I picked 2. I couldn't quite figure out which one. My first thought was Peter Cushing, who played General Tarkin in Star Wars. Once I looked at him a little bit more, and especially after I talked about some of the new characters, I did a video that will appear up above about some of the new characters, especially the Valentine's pair, which are basically Quasimodo and Esmeralda. Tell me this isn't Claude Frollo from Hunchback of Notre Dame. Like, straight up, this guy is screaming about hellfire and freaking out. Absolutely. And it fits with kind of the religious garments he has going on as well. He looks very Catholic. That's how I was raised, so it looks familiar to me. Last one for the Sacred Order, we're gonna go down to Adriel. Now, I thought Natalie Portman. Some people in my chat were not convinced on this one, but I think it's the lips. But she really looks, but especially she looks so much like Padme in the first movie. In Phantom Menace, absolutely. I think it does. You can't convince me otherwise. All right, now we're gonna go to some of the barbarians. This character, I'd never seen her before, and I was so struck by her. I thought she was so gorgeous. So Also some debate here. I kind of went back and forth on a couple women I thought she looked like. What I settled on, what I thought she looked most like was Grace Jones. I also thought she could look like Naomi Campbell, but I found another champion later on who I think looks a little bit more like Naomi Campbell. Absolutely, she strikes me as Grace Jones. I've never seen her before. I mentioned that. Look at this design. Look at the necklace, the way the clothing drapes around her. She is just so beautiful. I think this would be a gorgeous cosplay. Somebody a lot more talented with creating cosplay should do that, please. I could do the makeup. I could do like the little gold stripes and the gold lip. I think that's cute, but the rest of this is just a masterpiece of artwork. All right, so now we have Farkin the Fat. It's just the name, man. It's so mean. My immediate reaction to him was, oh, it's Teddy from Bob's Burgers. I thought he similar jawline, similar body shape. Love Teddy with all my heart. I don't think Teddy had ear gauges though, and I don't think Teddy would be able to handle that. Teddy's kind of a wuss. Here, old Gruckus in the Ogren tribes. My chat said Al Bundy, which I thought was kind of mean. I think Al Bundy is slightly more handsome than this. But once I kind of looked at the nose and the eyes and all of that other stuff, I mean, obviously Al Bundy is a lot more proportional, being a real life human being. But comment below, do you agree? I thought this was so funny. That was the only one for Ogren tribes. I don't want to say that anybody else looks like characters from Ogren because I feel like that's just mean at that point. Same with orcs. But there are a couple orc characters that I think resemble, one that resembles a real person, one that doesn't. So let's talk orcs. We have a couple rares that I thought resembled actual people in a nice way. I have to say, Raider here reminded me a lot of Michelle Rodriguez. I know her from Fast and Furious, but I also know her from Avatar, and she's just overall a kind of badass lady. And I thought she gave the similar vibes. Her eyes, especially, is what did it for me. I thought it looked just like her. Now this one, this one might be cheating a little bit because Veteran here reminded me of Gothmog, the head orc from Lord of the Rings: Return of the King. But I feel like that's kind of cheating because I was like, oh, an orc looks like an orc. Wow, profound, Cat. Good job. But I don't know, the way his face is kind of manipulated and is kind of puffy and looking all funky like he's been through it. Yeah, I thought he looked just like Gothmog. If you're enjoying this video and you're like, I don't know what the hell is happening, but I do want to check out all of these characters, you can click the link in the description. You can scan the QR code that's up on the screen. You can get started with a Raid Shadow Legends account, get some epic champions that start you off, Rector Drath, and Yugo will hit your account as soon as you hit level 15. Both of them are fantastic healer champions, good at all levels of the game. And then we also have Sun Wukong and Alice coming in. And also take a moment to subscribe to this channel if you like this garbage kind of video. I'm just having a blast. But if you guys, it's a big help to me in the channel. I'm aiming for 500 subscribers right now. Once I hit 1,000, I'll be able to monetize the channel and then things get to get really fun. But for right now, I'm just enjoying making stupid videos and trying to entertain you guys as much as possible. I try to be informative occasionally, but more often than not, I prefer entertainment. That's why we're doing this garbage. All right, next is in the Demon Spawn, Allure, who has been a favorite of both myself and Boomer for various reasons. I thought she looked just like Florence Pugh. But look at her, she's looking at me like, excuse? What? But her facial structure, her lips and her nose, I thought reminded me just of Florence. I also love Florence Pugh in pretty much everything. I will go see a movie just because she's in it. All right, now we're going to Undead Hordes. This one I was also kind of hesitant, like, I don't know if I want to say anybody looks like an undead horde because I feel like I'm just saying that they look like dead people. It's kind of an insult, but I'm looking past that. I'm looking into the bone structure and overall vibe. Saito here, who I had not paid attention to at all. I thought if Raid Shadow Legends did a movie, shoe-in choice would be Lee Jung-jae from Squid Games and Star Wars Acolyte, all these other things. I adore him. He is such a great actor. I think he's such a cool guy, but his expression reminded me of Lee Jung-jae when he was in Squid Game. So I thought, fantastic. Absolutely. Okay, next we have Seducer. I was stuck on him for a minute. I don't know if I have this clocked completely, but when I looked at him, he reminded me of Nathaniel Parker, who's a stage actor. Sounds super obscure, but he was Master Gracie in the 2003 Haunted Mansion movie, which I saw when I was like 8, and I loved it because I love Eddie Murphy, even though it was a kind of a hot garbage movie. But I thought it looked just like the main ghosty guy from Haunted Mansion. Now we're going to dwarves. I've talked about Geomancer several times. He's on my wish list, but we also mentioned that he's really scary looking, and I was like, who the hell does he look like? He looks so familiar. He looks like Igor Karkaroff from Harry Potter and Goblet of Fire. The same nose, same piercing eyes, and the same angry expression. He looks like a Death Eater. Now we have Fodbor the Bard. Now, this one might be a stretch, but one of my all-time favorite movies is Spirited Away, and I thought this guy looked just like, you know, aside from all the beard, if you shave down the beard a little bit, I thought he looked like Kamaji the Boiler Man. What do you guys think? Because he's got the eyebrows, the way he kind of looks, he needs both glasses really, but I was like, oh, it's a short, chubby Kamaji. I love him. Now we're gonna go to Dark Elves. This is gonna be fun. Yeah. Let's go to Dark Kale. So, I looked at him and it took me a second, but I figured it out. He looks like Shea Wiggum, which you might not know from me saying his name, but I'll put up pictures of him and a lot of roles that he's played, and you're gonna be like, oh, it's that guy. He's one of those actors where you don't really know him by name, but when you see him, you're like, oh, that guy. It's that guy. I feel like this could be up for debate, though. I think there's a lot of other actors or other characters that Dark Kale could look like. So please tell me what you think. All right, we got a couple more. We're almost done. We're almost done with this nonsense of a video. All right, I had promised it. Rector Drath. Okay, think Dune 2. Charlotte Rampling. That. Yeah, Rector Drath agrees. She's like, hell yeah. Yeah, I am Charlotte. It was her nose for me. I don't want to say her age, but her age reminded me of her. All right, now, this is important. Executioner here reminds me of Boomer, of my husband. Look at him. He's hiding, kind of breathing a lot. I don't know what this is. He's bald? No, but his nose reminds me of Trevor. And the kind of dead inside look on his face, like when Boomer's been staying up till 3 in the morning playing Raid Shadow Legends. Yeah. That's the kind of vibe you get. Our last one. I talked about it a little bit. Now, this is the character that I think reminded me the most of Naomi Campbell. This time, it was the eyes, her, the kind of angular face that she has. Her lips and everything. This was Naomi Campbell's. You guys are gonna have to tell me what you think. I could be completely off on these things, or it could be maybe you completely agree. I think this would be a fun thing to debate and talk about in the chat, maybe another video about it. But thank you guys for being here for this dumb video. Do you think there are other champions in the game that look like other characters or real life people? Don't tell me Rhonda and Ninja. I know that they look like Rhonda and Ninja. Tell me below if you think there are other characters that fit in this category in this game. And thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you to Raid Shadow Legends for sponsoring this video. If you enjoyed, please subscribe. Click the link in the description. Scan the QR code. Like the video. Any interaction. All of that helps the channel. And I really appreciate you guys being here, putting up with the sometimes dumb videos that I post. But I'll see you guys in the next one.